YouTube. All right. So tonight, everybody, the kids with us here, we are doing this really cool George Dickel and Leopold Brothers collaboration of rye. This is in the Leopold Brothers 3-chamber still. And we're also doing the Leopold Brothers straight bourbon whiskey, 100 proof, bottled in bond. So far, we've got the kid has tasted the Monk's Road.
I enjoyed it.
And David enjoyed that. That was the pregame.
No, don't worry. I already pregame before it came. No, I'm joking.
So let's dump that exactly where it goes back. And then we had some fresh Spirit of French Lick. We're almost ready to go with the audio. But how you been?
It's been lonely. I miss Seth. I miss the genie.
With the gin. You missed the gin. Yeah, we all technically, we're all missing him, I think, a little bit. But it's been a quite exciting kind of couple weeks for me. Because not last weekend, but the weekend before, we went to, me and CT went down to the Galena Whiskey Festival.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Which then, when we were there, Galena, Illinois is on the banks of the Galena River right before it goes into the Mississippi.
Gotcha.
It's in Illinois. But all within 3 miles of each other is Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois. That's where they all meet, up in that corner, the top left-hand corner of Illinois, bottom right-hand corner of Iowa, bottom left-hand corner of Wisconsin. And if you go up a little bit, probably about another 30 miles, there's the bottom corner of Minnesota. So you've got all these states there, and the town is fantastic. That Galena, Illinois, I remember going there as a kid because we're originally from Wisconsin, so we go there for like Boy Scouts and different things and visit the town. One time my mom and dad, I believe there was a Willie concert in the area and we went down there. But it is the home and childhood home and adult home of Ulysses S. Grant, President of the United States. And the town has been preserved. So when I first went there, I was 16 years old, right? So that puts... Now I'm 58. So that's 42 years ago. And it was old 42 freaking years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Grant's house still there, but then there was the Blom Brothers distillery there. And we did a podcast from there. Sean and Mike are fantastic. It was awesome. Had a great time. And then... But we went to a couple liquor stores, and that's where we picked the Leopold Brothers up. In Ohio, you don't see it. Now, I've been hearing rumblings about Leopold Brothers making it. Right now, Leopold is making, they're making, I believe I've got this George Dickel 3-chamber. I wanted to go with the 3-chamber because that 3-chamber pot still is like the only one in the world that's done correctly. If you talk to Alan Bishop, our sponsor with the Spirit of French Lick, there's some people who say they're doing it, but they're not. And that 3-chamber pot still is tricky because that's more than normal pot stills have, right? So, let's see where we're at. I'm just going to monitor. We're up to 81 shares, so that's good. Randy, hey, Randy. Randy's watching.
Hi,
Randy
Randy.
Press, great to see you. I did end up getting you that Treg's beer.
We're drinking beer on the podcast today.
Well, not now. No, we can't drink his beer. And then there's also Ari, and Ari is Sussman like this. If you can support stars like this, yeah. Oh, so Ari actually is a distiller we stopped at the Thornton Distillery and saw Ari. And Thornton look at this bottle. I mean, we're just still pre-gaming here. But look at that. They do their thing. You would like this. Dead Drop.
Ooh.
This is Dead Drop bourbon.
That makes me want to drink that.
And that label
party.
is fucking phenomenal. And Ari very much impressed me at the Thornton Distilling Company because he was trained in Edinburgh, Scotland. He went to school and trained there for a year and then came back over here, and they initially started making bourbon, but he's doing American single malt there. Yeah. Plus, listen to this cool shit that Ari did. He freaking bought peat. Is that really the dryer going?
I think so.
Did my wife come down here and turn on the dryer? I think she did.
Yeah, that's what I've been.
Oh my God.
What do you think that's been this entire time?
Oh my God. So anyways, the dryer, hopefully all one. But anyways, he basically found peat moss, a peat bog in Illinois. And they used Illinois peat to make their single malt. So it's a peated Illinois single malt. I don't think there's anybody doing very much peat in the United States. And I'm not a fan of peat, but I'm telling you, I got to taste this peated single malt, and it was fucking fantastic. So that's where we're at with that. Kenyon Johnson is watching, and so is Damon Motes. Welcome to... thank you, Randy, for the stars. It's really cool to get some stars.
Thank you, Randy.
We're not used to getting stars on, but that's one thing you could do. If you give stars, we will definitely use it to buy more bourbon that we will review on this show.
And get drunk.
So right now we're streaming YouTube. Welcome everybody on YouTube. Welcome everybody on Facebook. We're getting ready. I think we're getting ready to start this baby up. The way we do it is normally, just real quick, we're going to have a 30-second pause while we do a ad for the Spirit of French Lick that is actually for their Old Clifty brandy. But I was able to, when I was down there, pick, let's see, where is it? Pick this bad boy up. This is the Spirit of French Lick, and it is oh my God. What, can you read that?
What is that, English? Are you sure?
Yes, that is.
When?
I think it's an M.
Yeah, it looks like an M at first, and then a D somewhere in there. I got no clue.
How about
women do?
We got. Look at.
Thanks.
Alan signed it to Joffrey. Oh, that's pretty funny. But I believe it's called
something drone.
Nolandro. Can you read that part? Just try and read that part.
Let's see. American brand root. It doesn't say anything about what the name is.
God, I'm really kind of upset.
Yeah, like I got no.
That I can't tell you what it is. It's
well, it's apple brandy.
Melandro. It's
Melandrodrome.
Melandrope. Smoked apple brandy. I suck. I should have been able to know that. But anyways, this is, we'll just drink it quick because we're about to go. And this is an smoked apple brandy, and it's 137.7 proof. And this is the first time I used my whiskey thief to thief a barrel. It thiefed the Melandrope. How about let's go Melandrope. That's what I'm going to go with. Melandrope. Smoked apple brandy from Spirit of French Lick. This is, I might not be able to pronounce the fucking name, but I could tell you.
It's a thought that counts.
It's unfucking believable. This is a hazmat apple brandy, and what he's able to do with brandy and age it and put it in a barrel. This, oh my God. Smell that. It's just beautiful. It's like bourbon. It tastes like bourbon mixed with apples.
Yeah, honestly. I was like, whoa. I'm like, I'm still reeling from that. I'm like, I felt that.
Beautiful. That's just beautiful.
Yeah, it was good.
The apple taste on that is just fantastic.
I wish
the heat, but it doesn't drink like 137.7 proof.
Like you can tell it's high, but it's not. I didn't have any urge to like spit it out or something.
Right. All right, so here and then also, we'll talk a little bit later about that. It's ready to go. We're gonna hit start recording. Everything's working. Skip. 45 minutes. Start the countdown. Here we go.
Telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising some hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
Oh, let's go.
We got the kid here.
That's me.
He
did an intro or something. I
He
don't know
is.
what I have to say.
He is back for another podcast, and myself, Tiny's here. We've been a little bit preoccupied. What happens to us, especially around this time of the year, after we finish our extravaganza podcasts, where we have a lot of guests from across the country at a lot of different distilleries. We had people from Leatherwood. We had people from Rolling Fork. Turner Wathen was from Rolling Fork, and we had the distiller on from Molly Brown, and we just went across, and we had Kevin Holly of Seldom Seen Farms Bourbon Aged Maple Syrup, and we were at Leopold Brothers, and so we kind of did the whole craft distillery tour over February and into March, and then now that we're hitting into April, we're going to be hitting the road now. And one of the things we're going to be doing when we hit the road, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and right now the Scotchy Bourbon Boys consists as a podcast team, and it's pretty strong. It's the strongest it's been. Okay, so you got myself, Tiny. You've got CT. Chris Thompson, who joined us at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. You've got Whiskey, who we picked up a little bit before. We've got the kid.
That's me.
Right here, Jacob.
Let's go.
Skidmore.
Yes.
And myself.
Why do I have a nickname if you're just going to say my entire name?
Well, I'll let people know who you are for sure.
Nope.
You just want to be
edit
the
that
kid.
out. No, I'm joking.
From now on, you want the kid. All right, I'll just keep the kid. Then we got my wife, Roxy. And then also on Saturday, we got a special guest joining us back again is Young Nose Johnson. He was an original cast member, and he comes in from time to time. He moved to South Carolina, but, through Zoom, you don't have to quit the podcast. But then he also had his son, Silas. And I know when someone goes from, first you get married, then you get a house and move to South Carolina, and then you have a child, there's a lot of changes that go through. So you got to kind of get your feet back up under you. So, but that's what the podcast where we're at. Hopefully, I've gotten CT and whiskey on the road, but hopefully we get the kid on the road at one point. Just drag him along to a couple things. If we head down to Kentucky, he
It
can
will
see
be
what
very
one of those.
unwilling. Like it will not be my choice.
Yeah, we'll just have to the whole way down. We'll just be pouring whiskey down his throat to make him not realize where he is.
If you see me holding a sign saying "Please help me," I do not want to be here. That's not a joke. Like, please, I'm being very serious right now, everybody.
Yeah, it'll be just a straight up kidnapping. We won't kill you though. I promise. I promise.
That could be like the name of an episode. The kid napping.
The kid
that could
napping?
be a whole thing. It'd be like a pun. No, that was bad. Anyways, moving on.
It's not that bad. That was actually pretty creative. So, anyways, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're on all major podcast formats. www.scotchybourbonboys.com, and then also check us out on all social media formats. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. And then also, when you're at the website, make sure you check out our awesome paraphernalia. We've got Glencairns, and we've got also t-shirts. I'm hoping to have sweatshirts coming up, hoodies coming up soon. And then one of the things that we're going to be doing, and I'm working on right now, is we're going to have monthly tastings. And what that's going to consist of, 10 lucky people are going to be able to taste with myself and any other Scotchy Bourbon Boys that want to come, and we're gonna pick one whiskey. We're gonna do 10 tastings. The kits will contain tasting mat with ability to take tasting notes, and then also notes about the whiskey. It will also consist of a 2-ounce pour of the whiskey, a Scotchy Bourbon Boy Glencairn, and a Scotchy Bourbon Boy t-shirt. And you will get that sent to you in the mail. And then you'll also have your invitation to the tasting to taste 45-minute tasting with myself and other Scotchy Bourbon Boys. So that is coming. I'm working on the details. I believe that we're probably going to be selling 10 of those a month. I'll have the price, but the price will include all the stuff it comes with, the whiskey and shipping. So plus you get 45 minutes of tasting expertise.
That's a deal right there.
Right there. So that's what's coming next. And but tonight we've got a good show. Now, I would have to say one of the things, if you could check us out on Facebook and join our group, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys group, because honestly, it's 1,100 strong. We basically vet that group, and there is a lot of industry people in the group, along with fans of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. It's a great group. We have a lot of fun. And then it also, we're going to be letting you know of future barrel picks. We're actually at this time working out a barrel pick for our next barrel pick, and so getting excited. So far our couple of barrel picks that we've done have done very, very well, and I'm sure you're all waiting to see when the next one's going to be executed. So that's where we're at right now. So the kid, I don't think you've had our barrel pick from the newest one, have you?
I probably haven't, and if I have, I do not remember if I had or not. So I'm being very helpful in deciding whether I had it or not right now.
Let's just see. I think it might. No, I don't know if there's an open one over there. I'm looking. I do not see. I would have to go get it out of the... So we'll just go.
Right,
all right.
Precious
so
podcast time we're wasting.
All right. So tonight we are tasting and going over the Leopold Brothers. Now, Leopold Brothers is you can read all about it right there
On the back right here.
Yeah. Let's go with the back.
Okay.
It should give you a little bit of a background, I believe.
Founded in 1999, and for any of you wondering why I'm called the Kid, that's the year I was born, so that gives some context. Leopold Bros honors old world traditions when distilling our family's 5-year-old straight bourbon on Colorado Front Range. We open ferment our sour mash of 64% corn, 21% malted barley, and 15% rye, with both house cultured and wild yeasts indigenous to our region. We continue the time-honored practice of floor malting locally grown grains and aging our whiskey at 100 proof on earthen floors. We hope you enjoy the subtleties of this unfiltered bourbon. From our family to yours, wow, I really messed that last, like right at the end. The Leopold Brothers. Wow, what a nice little message there. They're very kind.
Yeah, let's see if I could get this one. All right,
That's
so Leopold Brothers are independently owned, and they were founded by Todd and Scott Leopold, okay? And Todd received his diploma in malting and brewing from the Seibel Institute of Technology in Chicago in 96. After graduation, he trained at the Damon School in Munich, focusing on the production of lager beers. He has apprenticed at several breweries and distilleries throughout Europe. Scott Leopold began his career in manufacturing after receiving a BA in economics and a bachelor's in industrial engineering from Northwestern University. Then master's in environmental engineering from Stanford University. He spent the early part of his career engineering environmentally sustainable manufacturing processes for Fortune 500 companies, as well as designing wastewater treatment systems. So the two of them
very
founded
people.
Yeah, and they're out of Colorado. But one of the things that he did is he basically has built a 3-chamber pot still. Now, a lot of people have tried this, and Todd has succeeded. So tonight, when we were at Galena Whiskey Festival, CT and we stopped at an Iowa liquor store, and it was insane what was there. Pretty much anything I wanted, I didn't have enough money to buy everything I wanted. Yeah, it kind of was like I called Roxy up and I'm like, what? And she's like, you're going to be having tastings, so make sure you pick up enough stuff. So we were able to pick up, and this will probably be one of the tastings. But tonight we're going to taste this. Now I got a chance to taste this at the Galena Whiskey Weekend Festival, put on by the Leopold Brothers, where they had distributors and blenders and some distillers there pushing their wares. And so this George Dickel, we've got this George Dickel, but let's start off with this straight bourbon whiskey. Now, this was bottled in the winter of 2016. Barreled in the winter. It's a 5-year. So this came out in 2021. So we've got this, bottle from 2021, 5-year-old. I'm excited. Now, it's bottled in bond now, but believe it or not, this one is 100 proof in 5 years, so it would qualify for bottled in bond if it was in the proper warehouse. But in this case, I'm sure it was before they had gotten their bottled in bond, so it was in a different warehouse for part of the time, but it's still the same exact whiskey. Now on this one, I believe, did you read the mash bill? Was the mash bill back here, or no?
The
corn, yeah,
it said like 60% or something like that.
64%, yeah. All right, so here we go. Let's just quick. All right, let's do that. I like to get rid of all the impurities.
Right.
I like the bottle. I love the simplicity of the label. This is a really cool bottle.
Off the bat, I'm loving the smell. No idea what I'm smelling, but I love it.
Here we go. So it's a pot still. Now, I don't know if he had already built this 3-chamber pot still yet. I don't believe I think he did this recently, and that's what this is. So what I find is Colorado has definitely a unique taste when you're aging in Colorado. It's got an earthiness to it.
Yes, that's the word. I was trying
earthy,
so hard to figure out what you were.
But and then there's a little bit of honey.
Yeah. Oh God, you nailed it. Jesus, I was like sitting here being like, this tastes like something, and it was like it was just like so unique. It's not something I'm used to listing off as flavors.
You really pick up the malt.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You know, it's funny because when I read this initially, this is the one I could read. Yep. 64 corn, 21 malted barley, and 15 rye. So what happens is, this is a bourbon, but it is a malted barley bourbon. Because when you make a wheated bourbon, you've got wheat, your secondary grain, and then malt, your third grain. When you make a 4-grain, then you might have wheat and rye in there, and so you can make a 4-grain wheat strong or a 4-grain rye strong, where you have the wheat a little bit more or the rye a little bit more. But in this case, this is a 3-grain bourbon, and you definitely know that there's more malt. 64, 21, and 15 rye. So rye is the lesser of the, so you pick up a little bit of the rye spice to give you that a little bit of heat. This is 100 proof. It honestly, this does not drink like 100 proof.
Oh God, I was like, I had to check the bottle again because I was like, there's no way this is 100 proof.
It's like an earthy honey mead almost.
Yeah,
it's almost like a mead, but it's got a liqueur aspect to it, with the difference in that you could definitely taste the corn.
Yeah,
you're picking up that corn, but you add that malt to it, and it makes the malt and the corn a little bit earthy. Then you all of a sudden just pick up that honey. You get it's got a good hug.
Yeah, it's good. This is like, see, like, more than anything else, I like bourbons that kind of stick out to me rather than like, I rather have a mediocre, unique bourbon than a really good, like, standard bourbon. You know what I mean? Standard in quotes, but you know.
No, there's what they call Kentucky bourbon, and then there's also Colorado bourbon, and then there's Indiana bourbons, and they all should be they shouldn't be trying to mimic the Kentucky bourbon. Kentucky bourbon has it covered.
Right.
They do. They got it covered. If you want that big caramel taste, there are many distilleries. Now, Tennessee's got it covered when it comes to like the Jack Daniel, which is a little bit of spice, but they got a little bit of that maple. This is not really a lot of spice, but it's got that little bit of honey on it. So you always, now, when something's 5 years in Colorado, it spends a lot more time out in the barrel, out in the barrel, not in the wood, because the cold of Colorado, when it's cold, it pushes all that whiskey back into the barrel. Then when it heats up, now I don't know if they're aging in a controlled warehouse, but sometimes that's what they can do. They can keep control of the warehouse. Todd? Yeah, they got the words. Its status today, opened in 2014.
Oh.
So that's what the current distillery. So they've been distilling there since 2014. That's why you're getting this pretty good tasting. Very unique, and it's its own flavor profile. And I will tell you, folks, if you're looking, listeners, if you're looking for, hey, we haven't even been paying attention to Facebook, but that would be nice if, ever since I did the thing, I got to turn it down.
Good catch.
Here we go. I'm turning it down. There we go. And then if you're, let's see, Cody's watching, Rick Wade's watching. But if you're looking for, when you go and look for a Colorado, a New York, an Indiana bourbon, don't look for those big caramel, butterscotch things always. You look for uniqueness out of the area that's distilling. They're going to be using different, what would you say, different, they use, they're distilling at a different altitude. They're distilling at different humidities. They're distilling and aging at the same things. And that causes different fluctuations. So when you got, when you're doing it big time on a column still in Kentucky, most of those distilleries have been doing this for so long. They know the areas of the rickhouse that produce the best stuff. They know where to get where they're going to make their just regular standard and what to mix. And they've really got history on their side of knowing what's going to happen based off those hot Kentucky. And they also know that they're going to use the barrel to get impurities out. But when you pot still, which is on a much smaller level, you pot still, those impurities are coming out. You're getting them off on your when you get those heads, you got your heads off. And when you're ready for those tails, which are a little more bitter, you know where to cut your tails off, and you get that heart of the run, the hearts. And then the size of the run, you're not producing millions of gallons. You're producing, 600 gallons or, 700, and that's it. So it's cut back. And so then the next time it's another, you're using the grains and you can set up and you're doing a different run. So every run could be a little different. One day it can be raining. The next day it might not be. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the different runs of a pot still opposed to a continuous still with that column going all the time. So there, what did you think of that one?
I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see the other one now too. That was a good pick. That's all.
I'm gonna open the other one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do my thing. We'll leave it open, and then you can read it.
Okay. Cool. No, it's just exciting whenever I'm taken off guard by any kind of whiskey, I just see it as a good sign. I'm like, yes, this is what I'm looking for.
Smells really. Smell that.
Okay. Yep. Okay. That one might win out. Oh wow. All right. That's why I smell.
All right.
Okay.
Give it a read. Let's start off with the George Dickel on that side. And then the white is on the other side right there for Leopold Brothers, and it tells you what this is about.
Awesome. All right, so Nicole Austin has broken new ground at every corner turn, from her early days creating distilling industry trends in Brooklyn to her adventures to co-founding 2 craft spirit trade organizations, to winning global accolades for her first release as a general manager and distiller at Cascade Hollow. The Cascade Hollow component of this blend is a never-before-released traditional column still rye that expresses a vibrant, fruity character. And then, so that was the George Dickel portion of it. And for the Leopold Bros, it's a 2020 James Beard Award nominee. Todd Leopold is one of the most respected and acclaimed pioneers of American whiskey. Over his 25-year career, he has revived a number of pre-prohibition spirits previously lost to the pages of history using old word techniques and heritage grains. This 3-chamber rye resurrects one such lost style with a unique floral and chocolate character. Interesting.
So then they did this collaboration, which is not I could see this coming, okay? So there's 2 things that are coming in American whiskey, okay? The bourbon's there, and it's going to keep doing what bourbon is going to do, okay? Sure. But there's American single malt, which basically is the versions of America's version of Scotch or Irish whiskey.
Yep.
And then there is these collaborations and the blending. So not only does a distillery do their own blending where they take a rye and a bourbon and they mix them together, or they take and they do these different type of crazy things. But this is basically 2 separate distillers, one in Tennessee and one in Colorado, coming together to make this bottle.
I've never heard of that before.
Right. And it's a collaboration blend. and it's so unique, but it's coming. I mean, this is what's coming, honestly.
That's
seriously.
interesting.
Plus, we've got a 3-chamber rye, which I'm excited to taste. I'm not always a huge fan of ryes, as everybody knows, but this 3-chamber that Todd and then Alan speak so highly of, that smells really good.
That was really, yeah.
Wait, let's see. How about let's just because
Do you have any new glasses?
this isn't a cheap endeavor.
right.
I think
We
it
need
was.
fancy. We need
I
glasses.
saw it and I knew I'd never see it again. Hey, Super Nash is watching.
Hey, Super Nash, what's happening, dude?
Like I said, it's not a cheap. It was, I believe, $120.
Wow. Okay.
But I passed it up, but then I went back and I was like, I went back to that counter because it was on the top shelf, and we're in Iowa, and I already had purchased 9 bottles. Okay, I had already purchased 9 fucking bottles. All right, so seriously, you purchase 9 freaking bottles, right? What? And you go, what? I purchased enough, right?
Yeah, like
and
how
then
do you
I
justify
see
buying
it up
more
there.
at that point?
And
Like,
then CT is going through his stuff, and he's going through, and then I went back, and he's looking for tequilas. He's looking for different things, and I was like, oh, I've already bought 9 bottles, and I'm like, nope, I can't pass this up. This is something that you want to podcast on. This Dickel right here, and this Leopold Brother 3-chamber is, So I went to after I bought it, I was able to taste this at the festival.
yeah.
You don't have to open your bottle, but here I am opening my bottle.
Right. I'm like, I can't get over the smell. Like, that's something else.
So I'm trying to. I think I'm getting a little bit of
It's
apricot.
like, yeah, it's like fruity.
A little bit of rye. It's like the rye's there. I'm trying to pull.
I get a little bit of chocolate out of it too.
I could say
Like just
coffee?
Yeah, I can see some coffee.
All right, let's give this baby a. I feel like I just had a chocolate breath mint after I ate.
Literally, yeah.
It's like eating at Olive Garden and getting your chocolate breath mint
Yep.
afterwards.
Yeah, like the chocolate like really just exploded.
And then it
from
goes
that.
mentholy, minty.
Yeah.
You taste that mint, like your breath is fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, how many fucking times do
I
you
feel- I
drink
don't
a
have to-
whiskey and get fresh breath?
I feel like I don't have to brush my teeth now.
Yeah. That's for a rye. That's right up there with a Michter's.
Well, this is good.
So what are we talking about proof again? We are talking about 100 proof.
No way. That's crazy.
That's delicious.
That's really good. Fuck. Well, I hope you're right, and this is where it's like these collaborations. Apparently, where it's at.
So what you got on a collaborations? Okay, so we had another collaboration. We had one with the state of Ohio. They've been doing collaborations. The Distillers Guild of Ohio have been doing 4 distilleries. They turn in their stuff and then they do a blend.
Wow.
They get together and they blend it. And it was really good. So when you've got 2 distillers, and George Dickel is not a distillery that doesn't have good palates, isn't putting good whiskey, but then you've got Todd Leopold giving you some 3-chamber stuff, and they're putting this all together. I'm finishing after all the mint and all the chocolate. I got cantaloupe at the end.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden while I'm talking, I'm like, really? I just felt like I ate a piece of cantaloupe.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Not that you ever tasted the cantaloupe. It's what's the flavor left in your mouth
Yeah.
after you've eaten cantaloupe.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Oh my God, you're right.
It's just like, what?
Yeah, like that's unique.
Yeah. Oh, Super Nash says, cheers from Atlanta. Cheers. What you
Cheers.
drinking, Super Nash? We're drinking this Leopold Dickel blend, and it's damn good. You see this hanging out someplace, you need to get this. So we're going to do one special thing since Super Nash is on. We are going to pick a bottle from what he just sent me. And I'm going to ask him to tell me what it is because I have no idea. It is this. Super Nash, tell me what this is. Can you read that? That's small print.
Small print. What, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. The really small print? 67% Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey at age 13 years. No, wait. Or 33% straight bourbon whiskey aged 15 years. Wait, what?
Yeah, they're mixing a couple of
Oh, it's a blend. Okay,
But what's
gotcha.
that up there?
Double barrel blend.
That's it. Double blur. So what's that say?
Kentucky. It just says Kentucky straight. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
I have.
It looks
he
very generic.
sent
but-
this to me, and it says, and I have no idea. Double-barreled blend, and it's Kentucky bourbon whiskey, and you read all the stuff on the bottom, right?
Yeah. There's no
Give me-
other details.
Give
Super
me
Nash. What is
Super
happening?
Nash. If you bailed on me already, I hope you didn't bail on me.
Did he make that note himself? Just like drew on
I
it?
don't
It was
know,
like-
but it's like I have no idea what it is. So, well, I guess I tried to get that, but we're not going to taste that without. Let's just taste something we don't know what it is, right?
He's trying to poison us or something. Can I try another? Can I take a little bit more of that? Because that was really good.
Yeah, the Leopold.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. I'm just intrigued.
Okay, so it's the Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series wheat whiskey. All right, so we're gonna taste that. Thank you, there, Super Nash. You gave me a couple of them, so I'm gonna do that with the kid. I'll have a
Super
little
Nash
bit.
only. Yeah, I was about to say Super Nash. You screwed me over. I just poured another glass of the other stuff.
When did I get the? Are you asking me when I got the Leopold Brothers Dickel blend? That was I picked that up in Iowa at Galena Whiskey Festival.
There is something unique about this one. Oh,
Yeah, it's delicious. Well worth its price.
yeah.
It just pulls off.
I can't get over you describing it as like the after you ate cantaloupe.
When
because
did I
know
get
exactly
the
what you mean.
sample? You sent this with me on the last package. So the Bardstown Bourbon Company original wheat whiskey that came. You sent 3 of those to me. So we're just talking to Super Nash on the Facebook Live. We're also streaming on YouTube, so we'll see what happens tonight. Having a little bit of fun here tonight. Just hopefully, y'all, when you join us, you're having a little bit of fun. You're grabbing something to sip. Scotchy Bourbon Boys. It's going to be a big week this week. One of the things we got St. Patrick's Day coming up. So on Thursday, we are going to be podcasting for St. Patrick's Day Friday release, and we've got some really damn good Irish whiskey for that podcast. When we were in Galena, I picked up Tullamore Dew 12 year. One of the cool things is I was talking to Martin Kennedy just recently, and he has been very instrumental in Tullamore Dew in Ireland, and he actually is in the Ohio area. And Burns Bar, Burns Pub, which is an Irish pub in Columbus, they have their own Irish whiskey. Martin Kennedy and I don't remember his first name. His last name is Burns. I can remember that. It's not off the top. And we're going to be going down there sometime in April, hopefully. Hold it close to the camera. Here it is. I'm holding it close to the camera. That's what you sent me. Did you see it? I hope you saw it. There we were, holding it close to the camera.
That is something else. I loved that so much.
So we're going to be doing that. Plus, on St. Patrick's Day, we're going up to see Matt Leisen. And he is the head of Cleveland Rocks.
Oh.
Cleveland on the Rocks, which is another podcast on YouTube.
Oh, sweet.
And they do a really cool job. So we're all going to be hanging out at his podcast studio on St. Patrick's Day. We're going to go live 2:30, so everybody check that out also. All right, so drink down this.
Yes, I already have. I'm way ahead of you.
All right, so this is the Bardstown Bourbon Company. As I held it to the camera, Super Nash. Did you get it or did you miss it? I did hold it to the camera. This is the Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series Wheat Whiskey, which Super Nash sent our way, and we are going to... Now we're dealing with a Kentucky bourbon. So now we're coming around, and this should... It's a wheat whiskey.
It's a really way of bringing it around, yeah.
And this should get into those Kentucky flavors. So
I can smell the Kentucky on it right now. Like, honestly. Like that, just...
So there you go, everybody.
I mean, it's a good smell, of course, but like...
Okay, this is Parker's Heritage double-barreled blend of 13 and 15 year. Well, why the hell doesn't it say that?
No, honestly, like...
That's a damn good
It was just
bourbon.
like generic.
Thank you for switching it up on us and telling us what it was, because hell yeah. God, does that smell good. Double-barreled blend. So it is Parker Heritage. So this is a bourbon, not a wheat whiskey. The nose on that is so good.
Yeah, I'm like...
See, that's a
this is
milk
like-
dud. That's
yeah.
a milk dud all day. Oh, Super Nash is the one drinking the Bardstown Bourbon Company. Why don't you drink the Parker Heritage with us? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're in Atlanta.
Ooh.
Any luck? Any luck in the stores? Once again, that is on a level of crazy.
I love like the taste it leaves behind. That like it's almost like ashy for lack of a better word. You
How
know what I mean?
about really, really charred wheat?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Like if you started the wheat on fire and put it out before it was ash, and then you chowed it.
Yeah, like honestly. And I, you know, and when you describe it like that, you'd think that wouldn't be something that's enjoyable. You know, burnt wheat, but it really is.
Well, it's not. It's more like
yeah.
toasted wheat. It doesn't got the char.
Yeah.
That's why you said ash, because it's not like it's beyond burnt, but there's a toasty aspect to it.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Hey, Super Nash.
This is like the okay. Honestly, this is like the standard of what I want out of like Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah, you said 3, so I'm cool. One's Chris's, one's mine, and one was this one. And we did it for you because you're on the podcast. We'll do it with you when you're actually on the podcast. But I wanted to open one up. I didn't know what it was, so now I know what it was. Can't tell by that label. It doesn't say anything about Parker Heritage. But it gives you all the facts.
That's fucking nice. I like this a lot.
Yeah, this is now, once again, what we were drinking. Tonight, we went from 3 very different...
Yeah.
We went from a Colorado pot still 5-year, which had a honey, earthy taste to it. And earthy not in a bad way.
Yeah.
It wasn't moldy earthy. It was earthy. It just had... It's like it had a... I don't know what to say. It's a Colorado profile is earthy.
I don't know why. Like, my first thought when I was like, oh, desert. This tastes like, not like a desert, but like, I associate that taste with a desert. Does that make sense at all? I don't think it does.
No, it totally does. It totally does.
Like, I just kind of, like, I wish there was a... Like, I feel like sometimes there's flavor profiles in these whiskeys that, like, we don't have any food allegories to be able to make with them, and we have to do these very sloppy, like...
No. That's just part of... Okay, that's what I'm... That's the whole reason why I keep inviting you back to be on the podcast, okay? Yeah. So, if you just slam a bottle, yeah, you're young, and you're fucked up.
Still love that.
Okay, but at the same time... There's somebody who basically puts time and effort to pull all these flavors out.
Oh, yeah.
So if you really sit back, so just think about it, okay? You slam the bottle, and then your brain's fucked, and you got what you kind of wanted out of it, right?
Yeah.
But if you sit back, sip, and drink to the point where your brain is where you want it to be, it's a quarter of the bottle. You tasted a shit ton of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It took a while to get there, okay? And now you're kind of where you want to be. And the next day comes and you're all good.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just take it all in, you don't taste it all, okay?
Well,
you taste nothing.
Well, that's what I appreciate about, like, this stuff is that there is an art in whiskey and, like, in brewing it and stuff like that I don't feel like many people my age really would appreciate. Because don't get me wrong, I'm a partier. I love getting drunk and hanging out with people. But I can also sit back and be like, oh, this is a unique kind of... This isn't just your, run-of-the-mill Jack Daniels, whatever. This is like, there's taste here. There's like something special about
Right.
this.
Jack Daniels... Okay, so when you're talking about like Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, when I was growing up, those were top shelf.
Really?
Fucking, as you know, Sinatra drank Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
So it was cool to drink Jack Daniels. Top shelf, $20 a bottle. Most whiskey was, in 1985 was $8.99 a bottle, $9.99. So you're paying $20 a bottle. Really, it's the same price as it was. That same $20 got you a bottle of Jack Daniels back then as it does now. But so many different things have rose above it that it has its own unique taste. And most whiskey that was considered higher shelf type thing was very one-dimensional. It tasted good, but on a one-dimensional level.
Yeah.
The art of it is you let it cure a little longer. You mix it, you put it in another barrel, and you get all these flavors out of it. And when you wait a little bit, so you could wait for a bourbon from 2 to 11 years, right?
Yeah.
But at 6 years, that bourbon might peak in that barrel. But the barrel next to it might have to go to 7.
Yeah.
And the barrels that you put down yesterday, they only had to go to 2. Because there's a point in every single bourbon's life where you're trying to pick. And if you distill it properly and you're not using that barrel as a filtration process to get bad things out, you as a distiller pick and choose when you serve that up to. What? So you're a chef. You're like, hey, here's my meal. You know what I mean? It's time. And that's where the distillery's paying you.
I think that's kind of the beautiful thing about it too, is that like it's not like, oh, this bourbon right here was made in the absolute greatest conditions, and this is the best bourbon that ever existed. No, it's like there's going to be a variety. Every beer, Jesus, every bourbon is going to have their own individual like
every whiskey,
peak,
yes,
so to speak.
every category,
like everything,
and it's all basically the same process, like, but there's so many different ways to do that process as far as how these people do it.
I wish I could like get like some like fratty college kid in here who's only ever had like some crappy whiskey his entire life. Show him each one of these and just see how they react.
And then we'll garbage bag them and bury them in the basement.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's the end of that. But like, just
we'll get
like,
his opinion, and that's just that.
Yeah, basically. I mean, but no, like he'd be astounded by the kind of variety in taste that there can be, just between the same.
Now, I will tell you, initially when you first started this and you weren't looking for it, and now that you're evolving, you're starting to taste the taste. But some people can't get past the burn. They're okay. So you got to remember, your taste buds in your mouth when you first start out are like fresh and new. I mean, when you're talking about a kid's taste buds, it's just like holy shit. They dip their tongue in it, and it's like they're on fire. And then you start to you have some and you drink some and you eat and you start wearing those taste buds down. But at your age, 24, and my age, 58, my taste buds are fucking used. They've seen some fucking miles, okay? Right. You're putting it through, but you're still driving the sports car, and when you buy a brand new car, all you could think about is how cool it is and whatever. And when I buy a brand new car, I'm just waiting for it to wear out.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I wore cars out. Whereas so it's all coming from perspective, but it does come down to 100%. Once you get those taste buds acclimated, not burned out, but acclimated, you could start to taste things. And honestly, I think you could probably taste a shit ton of stuff that I can't. I'm trained, but at the same time, like I said, my taste buds have been used over and over and over. So if you start to recognize, the hardest part about it is its smell is the most important. You don't have to drink things. Smell everything. Like if you're like at a bookstore and you see a leather bound book, pick it up and smell it, because that's a leather binding book. If you're at the sporting goods store and there's a glove on the shelf, smell the glove. When you're at let's just say you're at a spice store, pick up the spices. They all have the different spices, and smell those spices, because you can't pick cardamom out of a whiskey if you don't know what cardamom smells.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
Right. Cassia, which is a form of cinnamon. There's all different forms. Baking spices, the spices those packets that people put in, like their apple juice for mulling spices, so they can spice up, like a cider or whatever. Those spices smell a certain way. But if you've never smelled those spices, how do you go, oh, I smell mulling spices, or I smell, baking spices. Baking spices are cinnamon. They're, some of the nutmeg. They're the spices that you use to cook and you put in cakes and, that type of thing. Whereas the mulling spices are the stuff that you'll put in, which similar stuff, but there's more orange and apple and that type of stuff. Well, those types of stuff. So what you want to do is just keep developing your palate. When me and CT drove, I have a nosing kit that I got from Moonshine University when I got my executive bourbon steward certificate, and we just smelled the whole thing going through. And one of the ones that really bit us in the ass, we were blind smelling. So I would it's numbered on the top. It says what it is, and there's a thing. But I would just pull it out, pull off the cap, and we'd smell it and see what we could do. And it was cherry. If you pull a maraschino cherry out of a maraschino cherry jar, and you smell it, you've got the jar, the juice, and the visual aspect of the cherry. So you know what a cherry's going to...
Sure.
But if you don't got nothing, and you don't got a cherry as reference, and you don't got... Neither one of us couldn't land that cherry smell. We sat there, and smelled it, and we thought we knew, and then I looked, and I'm like, cherry. And then you went like this? Nope,
yeah,
that was cherry.
Yeah.
So, again, people say, well, like, if you're listening to me and I taste onions, I say, oh, that's onions. You go, yeah, that's onions. It's only because you then recognize when someone gives you that thing that you can actually recognize what it, you know what it smells like, but you're not used to just going up and smelling onions blindly, you know what I mean? And knowing you're used to looking. I mean, how many times when's the most that you smell? It's when you chop them up, but you see an onion, then you chop it up.
You're never going to a room being like closing your eyes, saying, "What's that smell?" and trying to identify it as onions.
Right. So that's a lot. That's why a lot of people identify a lot of things. Like they'll be like, "I taste Twinkies," or that's a Rice Krispie treat," or a lot of times when it's fruity, it's Skittles.
Really?
You'll taste Skittles in something that's fruity. So a lime Skittle or a banana Laffy Taffy. All these different flavors people pick up because they recognize it and they have that point of reference. Yes, Super Nash said he glad he could jump on, got to make bourbon hunting money. All right, cheers, Super Nash.
Cheers,
thanks for being on.
Super Nash, love you.
Love you, brother, man. All right, so yeah, that Parker Heritage was.
These were all really fucking good tonight. My God, like these are impressive.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Todd and Scott Leopold for producing such damn good bourbon, right?
Honestly. Cheers to you guys.
And everybody watching on YouTube or Facebook. It's been a pretty damn good podcast. Enjoyed it. And so I'm going to prepare real quick. We'll go from here. Let's see. And we'll go pick it up here. Look at that. But I got to do this.
Oh, God.
Turn her on.
Let's make sure all this is working right.
And then you're going to hit this. All right, everybody. From myself, Tiny.
And the kid.
We wish you everything good in the whiskey industry. Good bourbon hunting out there. Remember, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Keep following us. Keep giving us good feedback. Check us out on all the major podcast formats. And then also www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Look for our tastings, our monthly tastings that we're going to be doing. I look forward to that a lot. Check that out. I should be putting those up on Facebook coming soon. I will be announcing that first bourbon that we're all going to taste. And then also... I did say www. Just check out the website for all the Scotchy Bourbon Boys type stuff. Shout out to Martin Duffy for getting us these awesome Glencairn glasses with our Scotchy Bourbon Boy logo. And then also remember, we're on all the major social media formats. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Check us out there for everything. And then also remember, good bourbon equals good times, good friends, and get the hell out.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die.
All right.
What is that song called? Because I need to have it.
It's called the Alabama Song.
By the Doors?
By the Doors.
Yes,
but that's actually by Little Steve-O. I mean, when you hear what he did, like, for that cover,
yeah,
That was fucking phenomenal. And thank you to Kenny Fuller also for our theme song, because Kenny of the Old Americana band, Luca Mariano, Old Americana band, he killed that. He killed,
Yes.
It's just like, I don't know how the Scotchy Bourbon Boys have a theme song.
Yeah,
But it's like the other day.
They're like, I'm sitting here like, this is like a real song.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm in an episode of Friends or something.
I was literally thinking when it was playing today, I was like, wow, you guys could have like your Discovery Channel show or something.
It's
like
there.
that.
I think I could take
pull
both
that.
these recordings and if we actually are a little bit more professional.
Yeah, right.
Right? It's like, all right. So there we go for uploading.
Oh, it's funny. All right, I'm gonna use the bathroom
Yep.
real quick. All right, bye.
There we go. All right. Let's see. We're still live, so I'll head back over here. All right. JJ Jackson is watching. Thanks, Super Nash. Hey, no problem. Cool. That's good to know that the malted blue corn whiskey. That sounds good. What's the brand? Or is it? Tonight we were tasting the Leopold Brothers and George Dickel collab. That three chamber pot still that Todd Leopold has out there is pretty. And then we got just the regular Leopold 5-year straight bourbon whiskey out of Colorado. That was pretty good. And then we had the Parker Heritage Double Barrel, which was a treat. So that was pretty cool. I'm just finishing up. We're just hanging out. What you drinking, JJ? Anything tonight? Because we're about ready to, in the post podcast mode, have one more. Let me know what you think. I just went to. I don't know, but it's a lot. There is a lot of bourbon. It's crazy how much bourbon that we got. So I think we'll do one more pour. I know the kid isn't going to complain about one more for sure. Drinking 100% frozen sweet corn shine. That sounds good. I believe I do have I think I took care of that Nick Kalo's peanut butter. Let's see if I got a little left. Nope. Damn. I'm just gonna smell it because his peanut butter shine was so good. I know I've got birthday bourbon. This is 2022 96 proof birthday bourbon. I think that's what we're going to be drinking. Me and birthday bourbon from Old Forester is special. I've had all of it except the 2022. Super Nash has taken care of me when it comes to birthday bourbons, but the 2022 I never got a thing, and we had this sent to us by I want to say, I believe it's I could look that up. Let's look it up real quick. Can't do it. It's so funny.
What are we looking up?
We're looking up who Korhoff sent me this.
Korhoff.
His name is Korhoff. This is Old Forester birthday bourbon. So we're off, and we're just. You're up for one more pour. I really didn't. I don't think I got you drunk, did I?
I wish you did, but no. I'm joking. No, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I was. That's ready. That I saved that. Everything's saved. We're going to be getting off in a second, but this is 2022 96 proof Old Forester birthday bourbon.
Interesting.
Birthday bourbon comes and everybody wants it. It's in a special bottle.
So what is birthday bourbon?
It's just a blend that they come out with that. Let me give it a shot. I don't understand how that is. That is a
because the lip on it is terrible. Let me see. Holy crap!
Oh, core, man. You really put
This
some...
is the... One second. Let's see if I can just...
He shipped that to me. Sorry,
Jesus
give me one more
Christ,
shot.
Yeah. I guess we aren't drinking this tonight.
No,
Anyways,
we're
bye.
drinking.
Yeah.
I'm getting into this bitch if I have to go upstairs and
Yeah,
get
do we
the...
got pliers or something?
Let's try it.
This is...
I don't think I've ever... I will cut this... wait, hold on.
Let's see if I... Oh. That'll get it. That's got to. There's no fucking way that... There's no fucking way.
I bent it with the teeth. I got it, but I bent it. It's 'cause
Oh,
I
okay.
bent
I
it.
was like...
We got in! We got in!
Yeah, don't pay any attention to what just happened. It's fine.
Yeah,
I swear.
so... Oh, a Leatherman is a key tool to have. Yes.
Apparently.
And your teeth.
Yeah, I was about to say, learned a special lesson tonight.
That's cool. Someone just saw me open up. This is... Oh my God, does that smell good? Oh, this Forester, but I
don't get the peanut butter.
I
but
get
the banana.
peanuts and banana. How about peanuts and banana? Okay, I won't go because peanut butter is too sweet. But there's like a peanutty, a nutty.
But like the banana is overwhelming in this.
So, just a little fun fact. The people who make this, now, Jackie Zekon used to work there last year, and she left, and now she's at Neely, which when you go down is a small craft distillery, and she's doing this for them. Hidden Barn.
Architecture, whiskey. Yeah, fair enough.
And we picked up batch 5. Her first batch, second batch, third batch. So they kept getting better. The batch is getting better. But Brown and Foreman, where she worked, is also known for making Jack Daniels.